all the things that have happened to you at the ranch and your colleagues out there, do you ask yourself, is this solvable? Can you use the scientific method to come to an answer, or is this going to be something that is always tantalizingly just out of our reach?
You know, it's really interesting. You you asked that. Not more than 3 weeks ago, I had a dream. It was a really odd dream. I was standing on the side of a creek throwing large rocks into it to build stepstones so I could walk across to the other side, but they kept sinking. And these two Ute natives came up to me. One was a very old elderly one, and one was a young one. And the elderly one looked at me and just kind of shook his head and pointed to the young one. And the young one said, "He says you're not going to solve this with science." And then they walked away.
Wow. Wow.
So I don't know if that's the ranch talking to me, if that's my subconscious rolling that over, if it's somehow, and I've talked to, a rabbi, a good friend of mine, Rabbi Ariel's a doc, and I've talked to William Henry, who's a spiritual guru, and both of them asked me, he says, "Well, do you think that was coming from you or from somewhere else?" And I said, "I don't know the answer to that."
Well, true. We got that on FLIR data, and it was repeatable. We played an audio recording of the chant back, and it happened again. Well, when the rabbi was there that night, he told me off camera. He came to me and said, "Travis, they said they're going to come to you tonight." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, they said they're gonna come see you." And I said, "Who's they?" And the rabbi said, "Well, whoever it is that's here." I thought he was messing with me, right? Well, that night I had a dream. I was in my trailer my trailer doors are locked and everything, and I had a sort of a waking dream that the trailer door opened and my bedroom door slid open, and a native walked into my bedroom, a really old native, and he looked at me and he shook his head and he reached out and he touched me on the face right there. Well, and then he shook his head and he walked away, and I woke up startled. And I went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face, kind of get my bearings. And when I looked in the mirror, I was bleeding from that spot. And I had a sore appear there and stayed there for several days. And that was bizarre.